founder of the Psychic News Network. Today is Friday already, and it is the Feast of St. Lucia, which I just realized, and I kind of thought about it today, but I just lit some candles. Santa Lucia, the patron saint of light and bringing alms to the poor. How are you doing? What's going on? Thank you to those of you who joined us last night for our Thursday night Grassroots of Democracy meeting that is now live streamed. Hello, hello, hello. Every Thursday for 30 minutes. I want to encourage everybody to share, especially share the Grassroots of Democracy meeting vids. We're going to be talking a lot over the next several days about how to become, it's incumbent upon the people to become the truth tellers. I think the full moon technically hits on Sunday, but we're in this full moon. You know, the energy is definitely present, this full moon in Gemini, which is the sign of he who shall not be named. I used to call him that all the time, and I think I'm going to go back to calling him that, because, this is bothering me. That was my old backdrop. Because he who shall not be named, I don't want to give him any energy. I don't want to give him any attention. I am not interested. And besides, he's not going to be our president. So I want everyone to really be in the energy of it's up to the people to share the truth. Mainstream media is failing. And they're failing. You just call him the clown. I like that, Maria. Mainstream media is failing because they failed to be truthful. Mainstream media is failing because they betrayed us. Mainstream media is failing because they're siding for an authoritarian oligarchy. Mainstream media is failing because they are not for the people and they're not for democracy. And I dissent. And yeah, I posted today in my community page, I have this fantasy idea about getting a whole bunch of, I know I used to, long time ago, like one of my first jobs was stacking magazines in stores. And I know that when the issue's time is up, they throw them out, they get rid of them somehow. So I'm kind of feeling like I want to track down when, like say the Walgreens down the street, when they're done with that issue, and hopefully they'll have lots and lots of them, of Time Magazine, when they're done with that issue, that if I could go down and grab them and then and have a bonfire. What do you think? I would live stream it for sure. And I was surprised to see, and it's quite disturbing, and I had heard this before, and I was surprised to know that when I heard it, that actually Trump is in good company. If you want to talk about dictators, we have Hitler in 1938, Mussolini in 1935. I did post this too. Look at how much Mussolini, look at how much they resemble one another. Now, somebody tried to tell me that Trump is not this being reincarnated because he looks just like him. So Hitler in 1938, I got this off of Substack, somebody posted it. Hitler in 1938, Mussolini 1935, Stalin 1939, Stalin 1942, Khomeini 1979, Putin 2007, and Trump 2024. So this is the kind of company that Trump has as far as being on the cover of Time. So it ain't no big thing to write home about that you should be proud of. They've had some decent people on the cover of Time, too. I don't know what the criteria is. I know that I used to respect Time magazine. I know that as soon as I saw that Trump was on the cover of Time, I want you all to understand that what's happening is the Kremlin has taken over our media. The Kremlin has taken over our media, okay? When we saw the New York Times bashing Joe Biden and saying he's too old to be president, and they've never brought up Trump's age, ever, nor that he has a failing brain, nor that he showed serious signs of cognitive decline. Remember the orange face with the reflector vest and the garbage truck, okay? Yeah, so, yeah, they've all been bought and they've all been influenced. And I remember when the New York Times started to go slanting towards Trump, I think I said out loud while I was reading, they must have somebody from Russia on staff. Russian propaganda is what the mainstream media is now. And if they're not full-on Russian propaganda, they're going in that direction. Okay? And here we are. I also want to mention, I want to remind everybody about, 2 months ago. Today's the 13th. Say 2 months ago. We were riding high on the joy and the enthusiasm and the unbelievable size crowds that Kamala Harris was attracting. I want everybody, because we have short attention spans and we forget things, right? And here we are. We forget things. And I want to remind everybody, because I think this is extremely important. So play along with me. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz went across the country attracting gigantic crowds that were unprecedented, historic. People were so enthusiastic. Don't forget the DNC. Don't forget all the just blatant displays of how popular Kamala Harris was and is. Let's not forget that, because that energy is still present. And the mainstream media wants you to forget about it. And all the other YouTube channels want you to forget about it. And all the newspapers and magazines want you to forget about how historic that was. Case in point, I want to mention that I saw a Newsweek article that I didn't really read. And this Newsweek article was actually, I couldn't even believe it. The headline was something about when Kamala Harris, there was a Zoom meeting a couple of weeks ago, and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz were on this Zoom meeting. Just a couple of weeks ago. You might have attended it. And she was talking to we the people. She was talking to us. And this Newsweek article went, they should have never let Kamala get out there looking like that. They should get her to take that video down. And I'm reading this and I saw it and I'm thinking, what? I didn't see anything unusual. I didn't see anything that raised my eyebrows. It was Kamala Harris in a Zoom meeting talking to us. And so, when you look at that, well, first of all, it's extremely misogynist. And mainstream media is still bashing Kamala because it's Russian propaganda influenced. I've been complaining on my channel that they've shadow blocked me. The authoritarian takeover is in progress right now. So, I have tea tonight. I complained profusely last night, as I have been. about YouTube blocking me. It's happening again. So we have a small group tonight. And that's okay, because it's not going to shut me up. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. They said she looked drunk. You never hear it looked like he was doing you know what in his diaper. Is that what it said in the Newsweek article? Dad joke, I want to be cremated as it is my last hope for a smoking hot body. I'm going to ask the pendulum. There's a pendulum here somewhere. If I can produce a pendulum, I'm going to ask the pendulum some questions. Can I produce a pendulum? Well, we'll wait. We'll do that in a minute. I have arts and crafts on my table. Hang on. All right. We're not going to use the pendulum tonight. Sorry. I didn't mean to get your hopes up. I do want to look at what's going on. You have yours handy? All right. We'll get to that in a minute. We're going to talk about the drones. We're going to talk about the drones over New Jersey. We're also going to talk about where's J.D. Vance. And we're also going to talk about the investigations into the election. Okay, so there's your little synopsis. Now, talk amongst yourselves, because I do want a pendulum, and there's one on the table. And while you're at it, maybe let somebody know that we need more people in our audience here. Call your friends right now. Call them up. Call your friends right now and tell them to join us. Who saw the movie Batteries Not Included? That's your New Jersey drone. Are you in New Jersey, Thomas? Is this channel being blocked on YouTube? Yes, it is. My channel's being blocked on YouTube. That's a strong yes. So I need your help. I need your help. I need you to please start sharing my videos. Can you guys please start sharing my videos before they shut me down completely? No, I don't believe that everybody is watching somebody's other video. I'm being shadow blocked. I'm going to read on that. Yeah, everyone's getting a yes on that. Yeah, people have been telling me repeatedly that they can't find me. Did we hear that Biden's selling Trump's wall for $5? That's funny. I did hear something about that. What's starting to happen is the Russian formula, the Kremlin formula, is to go after the media. The Russian formula is to go after the media. Yeah, Darren was blocked from the chat. So was Cheryl Clark. I don't know how to get them back. I don't know an alternative place to meet online. So yeah, Biden's taken several portions of the wall down. Did you talk to Darren? Betty's not on anymore. She on. Yeah, she's not. Betty's not on a. Nobody should be on a blocked list. If they're that threatened by me, well, then they're pretty weak. Last night you were blocked. It's what they do in Russia. It's what they do in Hungary. It's what they do in China. It's what they do in North Korea. You can barely even live. This is what they do. No, there's not a blocked list. I didn't think so. I'm pulling 3 cards. Thank you, Brian. I mean, I do what I can, but this is definitely, it's getting on my nerves, if you can't tell. You had to try 2 or 3 times. I should really write to YouTube. I should. I'm sorry that they're so threatened by my power. 3 cards on that. Mine and other channels. They don't have a block list on YouTube anymore? Yeah, there's a reason. And it's because we're discussing the truth. We're discussing what we're doing. This is a public forum where we get together as American citizens and citizens from other countries also. This is a forum where this is like the town hall. This is like the taverns of old. Ye old watering holes. They don't like it. They don't want people coming together. I'm gonna. So I have 3 cards about that. Yes, they're judging me as too. I don't know. Too much like First Amendment. Yeah, definitely yes. It's an effort. The 8 of Pentacles. They're trying to make it look like they're not doing it, but they are. And the 2 of Pentacles. They want me to lean. This is what I'm picking up on my shadow blocking situation. They want me to add more right-wing content. And I'm not doing that. Because I'm a truth teller. And I will not stop telling the truth. Yeah, Barbara's saying they're afraid of your power. And when you look at it, oh, they're afraid of the truth. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Vladimir Putin. I have felt that he's quite weak right now. I did come across an article about what's going on with Putin right now, and I told you, and I did post this on my community page today, I told you that Assad being taken down was a big financial kneecap situation for Putin, and I didn't know what I was talking about. You were blocked once? Huh. I didn't know what I was talking about specifically. And I kind of asked you guys here, what do you think that is? That Putin was really kneecapped financially by, and both of them were, by Assad being overthrown. And then I read today that it's minerals. It's there. Putin's taken a huge hit financially. Putin needs a stronghold in Syria, and he doesn't have it now. Hey, Amanda, glad you made it. He doesn't have it now. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about Putin, and I know he's been, his appealing to North Korea, to Kim Jong-un to send troops was a desperate move. Was a very desperate move. So, 3 cards about Vladimir Putin. So the fact that they're trying to silence us, really, the result of that really should be that we fight harder. And right now we're in a time where we need to be fighting really hard. Right now, yeah, we're going to do a group hug when we get to 200. It's going to take a while tonight. Right now is a critical time. Let's read a dad joke. What do you get when you mix alcohol and literature? To Kill a Mockingbird. it's critically important that you subscribe to pro-democracy channels, that you share pro-democracy articles. We've got to hit, there's got to be a deluge of independent people that are pro-democracy all over social media. We need to unite and we need to push back. Last night I said subscribe to Politics Girl and Jessica Denson. Keep, like, Brian Tyler Cohen, if you haven't already. Midas Touch, people are kind of mad at Midas Touch because they're talking about the next administration. I'm pulling cards on Putin. He's weakening. And I've been sensing that all along, but the media won't let you see that Putin is weakening. The Eight of Pentacles. I just pulled the Eight of Pentacles for when... Thank you, Betty. For when I was reading on what's happening with me and my channel. And Seven of Swords. Okay. Putin is continuing to try to steal. He needs to steal. Putin is offering favors and such to our enemy countries. So Putin, what he's doing right now is he's figuring out how he can steal more. I guess when you look at it, that's all that he's ever done. And him and Trump are two peas in a pod, right? Yeah, he's scraping for favors. Now, is Putin physically weak? It looks like yes. Okay, and he's telling the loser to go after Canada. Yeah, can you believe this? Trump's over there like pissing all our allies off. And I've been reflecting a lot on how much I was picking up on so strongly before the election that Putin was desperate for Trump to win. So he pulled out all the stops. He did whatever he possibly could, because if Putin didn't get Trump to win, I don't know why these other channels aren't talking about it. Maybe because they'd experience what I'm experiencing. He was desperate. Because if Kamala had pulled ahead, if Kamala had appropriately been declared the winner because she was the winner, nobody can tell me that she wasn't. Your comments keep disappearing right after you post, yeah. My ex still misses me, but her aim is starting to improve. Dad jokes. So Putin did everything he possibly could to make sure that Kamala didn't win. Because if Kamala had won, then Ukraine would win. Right? Are you with me? I need 4 more people for us to do a group hug. I'm going to pull 3 cards about how it's going to go for the orange monster. That's what I'll call him. Oh yeah, we have 200 people. It took a while. We had to really work it, but we got there. Musk said he would be in jail if she wins. Like, who would be in jail? Yes, let's first pull... Thank you, Warren. Let's first pull 3 cards about the orange monster. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Much appreciated. 3 cards about the status of the orange monster. I get that his health is terrible. We already know that, but I get that I really feel like Trump is struggling. When I tune into his energy, I feel a big tub of lard. That man is all fat. That man, if you put him in an ocean, well, not even an ocean, if you put him in a freshwater lake, Trump would float because he's full of lard. Elon asked Tucker, how many years would I get? Oh, so you're talking about Elon said that he would end up in jail. Okay. Trump. 100% reliant on our enemies. The orange monster is 100% reliant on our enemies. The lover card, he wants to align. And Tulsi Gabbard is indicated here too because it's a male and a female. It's Evita. Where Trump is right now is he needs to get Tulsi Gabbard in as head of our intelligence. That's what the pressure is on about. But there are people in the know. General Mark Milley has been on my mind quite a bit lately. I don't think he's just like taking a nap. And the Four of Wands. Okay, so what Trump is doing right now is he's installing his family. He's attempting to install his family. So we would have a full-on monarchy. Nepotism galore. I'm going to ask this. I know this might be off the topic a little bit. We're going to read on the drones. Hang on. Just, tell your friends we're going to read on the drones. I feel that in addition to being Mussolini in his past life, I feel that Trump was a terrible a king. And I want to know if he was King George. I believe it was King George III. Was that correct? Was Trump King George? Not quite. Okay, was he connected to King George? Was Trump connected to King George during that time? He was connected to King George. That's interesting. So the pendulum's telling me that he lived during the time of the American Revolution. Was King George married? He must have been. The one, I think it's George III, right? Was he was connected? Was he a relative? I feel like he was royalty and he was a relative of King George. Okay. Very interesting. Tonight I have on, my birthday present that I bought for myself, my moonstone and my amethyst pendant. But I also put on, the one they called Mad King George. I don't get that he was King George, but I get that he was in that family. Trump was. He's related to the Burger King. But bum. I also wore my Moldavite with a Herkimer diamond. And this is a stone that's actually from a meteor. And so I thought I'd wear it so I could connect with what's going on out there. And when I first heard about the drones, my first impression was that they're ETs. But not entirely. King George's wife was Charlotte. We're on a couple different topics here. We went from King George to ETs. It's a big jump. So, before we do all that, please hit the thumbs up. When we have 150 thumbs up, we'll do a group hug. Okay. I hope everyone in the chat is okay today. I know that Jason is out there because it's Friday the 13th. That's pretty funny. That almost sounds like a dad joke. All right. Remember, you've been telling you've watched by... What? Wait. Yogi Bear saying, Annette, remember I've been telling you've been watched by my friends, the ETs. That's been happening my whole life. Full disclosure. I was sent here. We all were. So let me just tune in. So originally when I first heard about the drones over in New Jersey, I got, yes, I detect alien technology, but it's a combination of ETs and humans. Thomas is rubbing off on you with all the dad jokes. I know, they're great, aren't they? You guys are awesome. So just tuning in more to the drones. I'm getting the word visitation. Now over LaGuardia. Yes, I'm getting visitation. Let's take a look at some cards. I don't really need cards for this, but I do want to get a little more clarification. What is their... They want us to be aware of them. I'm getting the word visitation. They want us to be aware of them. Let's ask the pendulum some questions. Why do they want us to be aware of them? Is there a reason? Do they want us to know that they're looking out for us? I actually get yes on that. They want to be known. Okay, Jessica Denson is on right now. If people are watching Jessica Denson, they're going to watch this on replay. That's fine. And same goes for other videos. I just want to know that that everyone's, so that lots and lots of people are being blocked from my channel. There's a number to text to sign. If you can come up with that number, there's a number to text to sign to get Trump not in office, to get him disqualified. So if you have that number, can you please post it? Okay. Do they want us to know that they're here? The ETs I'm talking about. I'm getting the drones are ETs. But not entirely. 50409 is the number to text. Hang on. I need to write that down. The number to text to say Trump is disqualified. He is disqualified. He is disqualified. I mean, him, I get all upset. 5409. 50409, text to sign the petition to put Amendment 14, Article 3 into effect, right? Did you know the devil is losing his hair? There's going to be hell to pay. Yes, he's not eligible. He was never eligible to run for president of the United States. Yeah. To sign the petition that he's not eligible to be president of the United States unless we're going to completely disregard the United States Constitution. So for us to be sitting here going, oh, woe is us. How are we going to cope with the Project 2025 Trump administration and he's working for Putin? How will we cope? Oh, woe is us. I mean, come on. No, you didn't. You know me. I'm always interrupted. I'm always interrupting. It's a thing that happens here. So we the people, that's why we have to support all the pro-democracy publications, all the Substacks. I didn't write a Substack today nor yesterday, but I will write one over the weekend. Go to Annette Dion on Substack. Share the hell out of my Substacks. They're really important, and other people's that are really important too. I can't say it enough. 5 more people and we'll do a group hug. Yeah, text it now. Text that number. It's 50409. You can do that while you're watching this. Hakeem Jeffries spilled the tea. What kind of tea specifically? I hadn't heard that. Can you tell us more? Because, I'm not really watching the news. There's a move on petition to disqualify the Orange Menace from holding office. Okay, so there are several. Okay, 50409 does not work. Okay, so scratch that. We'll go for the dad joke. What did the sushi roll say to the what? What did the sushi roll say to the bumblebee? Wasabi. Wasabi. It asks for it. Okay, so it worked for Ms. Mac. Meanwhile, 2 more thumbs up and we'll do a group hug. You just text the word sign. Okay, so is that the right number? 50409? Some people are unable to do it. Well, if you're able to do it, make sure you do. So you text the word sign. How did Pelosi get hurt in Luxembourg? I haven't heard about that. How about Musk paying a lot of money to Time Magazine? Well, he was on the cover. Remember, he paid off Time Magazine to get him on the cover? Brian, are you aware of that? Now that you mention it, I know Elon Musk paid to be on the cover of Time. Let's do this. Nancy Pelosi fell. I think she's going to be okay. Yes, we got a sold-out SCOTUS, that's for sure. Clarence Thomas was making trips to the Kremlin in his yacht that they probably bought for him. Nancy fell and broke her hip in Europe. Oh, dear. Is Nancy Pelosi going to be okay? She's going to be okay. I feel like she tripped on something. She does wear those heels still. That I wouldn't even wear. I love heels, but I don't really wear them. Okay. Oh, okay, so I was waiting for us to get to 150 thumbs up. We're going to do a group hug. And what we're going to do a group hug about is we're going to just kind of keep this thing going. We're going to do a group hug that all the pro-democracy channels and publications and all pro-democracy on social media just completely floods the zone and stays and keeps the zone flooded with the truth. And we'll also keep in mind all the people that are struggling from depression and despair and are depressed, especially over this holiday season. Okay? But hang on, because I did want the answer to this question. Hakeem Jeffries spoke at a press conference about how unbelief was for the voters to vote Dems down ballot and not vote for president. Yeah, right. It's very suspect. That's why I brought up how many people were so excited for Kamala Harris. It was over the top. Okay, so Eva's saying 5049. So try texting that. We'll just try all the numbers. And I think you just write sign. We are the resistance. Okay, group hug. All the pro-democracy messages getting lots and lots and lots of headway. Totally blows away all the lies, all the propaganda, and dominates. Pro-democracy truth, actual truth messages dominate. People come together. We're not going to take this crap anymore. And keep in mind all the people right now that are struggling, that they get the support that they need. All right. We're all doing our part. Also, let me take this moment to encourage you to attend Church of Spirituality. It's every single Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I always speak in Eastern Time. It keeps it less complicated. We do pray for our country there. We intend and pray. And there's no dogma. But I am playing Christmas hymns. Let's do a dad joke before we go back to the ETs. Grandma's been staring through the window ever since it started to snow. It gets any worse, I'll have to let her in. Is that like child-proofing your home and now the kids can't get in? So as far as I do get the drones are ET based. I feel like the drones are in communication with some humans that know what's going on. No, A Christmas Carol? Let me address this first. Last year, I read the entirety of A Christmas Carol by Dickens, and I'll repost it again. It was 3.5 hours. and I kind of acted it out, and it was like a theater production. Check it out. I did it as a fundraiser last year. I'll repost it tonight. But A Christmas Carol. I don't know if I'll do that again because I already did it. Okay. If you have any questions about the drones, you can put your questions up there. But I did want to spend some time on that because it's all over the news. I get the word visitation. I get that that some humans know what they're doing and what they're up to. I do get that the ETs want us to know that they're here. I don't get nefarious stuff. We'll get into JD in a bit. I don't get evil intent. I don't pick up. You have to put sign. All right, read what's up there in the chat because there's information about how to sign that petition. Are they coming from the ocean? That's a good question. I'm surprised we haven't seen them here. Are the ETs, are they coming from the ocean? I'm not picking that up. And I don't feel like they're completely like spaceships. I do feel, the confusing thing to me is it looks like they're drones, but I'm picking up ET technology. It's 200 billion galaxies, right? Today they came out saying they were our military to shut everyone up. But let me tell you something about that. Several people in our United States military, more than you might imagine, know that there are alien life forms that are visiting the planet. Yeah, they've always been here. They're wanting their presence to be known. And, you know, it's funny, too, because what I get is like, because they want us to take things more seriously. I get that there are people in the military that are very much, it's almost like they're dealing with this other world, literally, that only they know about. So let me pull some cards about what I remember, you know, and I haven't done this yet for next year, but I said, and when I did predictions for 2023 in December 2022, I said 2023 will be the year that we find out that aliens are real. And then we had that Chinese spy balloon, and then we had the, which we never really got to the bottom of that. They've been afraid. The aliens have been afraid to show themselves probably because we'd shoot them down. We can't do that. So actually that would make sense because of visitation. Yeah, okay, so that now it's starting to gel. They want us to be familiar with that they exist. Because if we, you know, like the fear of the unknown won't be so strong. So they're everywhere, right? We can't handle the truth, but they're attempting to get us to a place. Now, you mentioned an Elon. I think that the aliens are aware. Listen to me now. I know I sound like I'm crazy, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting. I definitely get very strongly. That this ET intelligence, this alien intelligence is very aware that we are on the brink. Is very aware. It's kind of like the parents. Now, don't go. If you go, you're fine as long as you don't go this far. But once you cross over that line, we're stepping in. Okay, so I feel that they're making their presence known and that it is around military bases, and it really does feel like that. No, you don't. Don't you dare. You'll be sorry. Keep your fingers crossed they take Trump. All right, I'm going to pull 3 cards about the aliens. Yeah, interesting. They don't think that humans can handle it. If they think. I get it's telepathic. They're aware that humans can't handle it. And there are people that definitely know, and it's High Priestess. It's highly secret. Amanda's saying, from what I understand, they've disarmed some of our nuclear weapons. I feel like that's what they're doing. Elon was not included in the Time magazine photo, so well, they wouldn't have put 2 men of the year, but Elon was on the cover of Time a few years back, and I was having a conniption fit. I was so mad about it. But then later we found out he paid to be on the cover. And that was prior to Elon being up to all his evil shenanigans. Dad joke, how do you get Pikachu onto the bus? You Pokemon. Are you making these up in your head right now? The aliens. The Knight of Swords, I do feel like there will be, seems like I mentioned this before. There will be somebody who speaks up and tells us what's going on. And it's not an alien, it's somebody. Didn't I say that before? This sounds familiar. The aliens know that we can't handle it. But they're giving us a visitation to warm us up. It's it's highly secret. It's top secret. Like I was saying, the military is aware. There are people in the military that are very aware of them. Oh, well, I think Elon paid for Trump to be on the cover of Time. I do. I can look at that. But the Knight of Swords says that there will be a person who steps up into the spotlight and says, people of the world, aliens are here and they're communicating. Did Elon pay Time to put Trump on the cover? Oh yeah. Well, he did it for himself. So why wouldn't he do it for Trump? Because what Elon wants to do is be a puppet president. But you know what? Speaking of people being illegitimately, seeking the presidency, he's from South Africa. Yes, the ETs were definitely here before we were. I think we come from them. I've always thought that. The aliens shut down all the missiles. Yeah, they have done that. Let's ask this. Are they actually going? Are the aliens here because of the nuclear? Very strongly. Very strongly. Yes, Elon, Blood Diamond, Nepo baby. Yeah. So disappointed that the media can be bought. Barbara's saying yes, but you know what? Anyway, what I want to say about the media is we as a society, as a collective society, have a tool that we didn't have, say, 50 years ago. I used to be a banker, but then I lost interest. Yeah, the aliens, they don't want us to destroy our planet. They know we have the potential. What we have now is we have the internet. And because we have the internet, all those who are speaking out against the criminality have a huge platform. So even though the media has been bought, the media, mainstream media, is extremely weak. Trump told Elon not to sit at his table anymore at Mar-a-Lago. That's all they do is fight. So think about tell you something. I'm going to tell you something about Sadhguru. You know, he's my guru. I met him a long time ago, and followed him for years. When Sadhguru was on his like world tour to promote Save Soils, so that we save the world's topsoil, so that we don't have world hunger, because it's a real issue. And people would ask Sadhguru, could they be all enthusiastic, you know, young people and everything, how can we help to save soil? And he said, what do you have in your pocket? And he had them pull their phone out of their pocket, and he said, this is what you have. There he is right there. He's my screensaver. There he is right. This is what you have. So we are not powerless. It's not like 50 years ago when we didn't have any way to get the message out, really, or like back in the, you know, 1800s, or the, you know, the early part of the 20th century. Hear ye, you are like, extra, read all about it. It's not like that. We have power because we have the power to send information like an explosion of information all over the place. Propaganda, Russian propaganda has used that, but now it's time for us to use it. Yeah, well, we're going to stand up for Kamala. The CEO of IKEA was elected prime minister in Sweden. He should have his cabinet together by the end of... He should have his cabinet together by the end of the weekend. That might be the joke of the night. Good one, Thomas. Where are we at? Well, we have to get better at deciphering fake news. I understand that, Rose, and that's a good point. And I also want to say, develop your psychic skills. It's really easy. If you're reading something and it makes you feel like your insides are crawling and it just feels like ew, and we all are psychic because look at how many people refuse to watch mainstream media. That's an indicator that people are tapped in. The same people. Team normal. Thank you, Warren, for putting my information up. We're going to pull 3 cards about Kamala. Don't watch mainstream media. They're just lying to you anyway. Don't waste your precious thought energy. Your precious life. Somebody's saying that Mark Rutte, the head of NATO, said to prepare for war, Article 5. That's not literal war. That's not literal war. I mean, you have a question mark there. I'm not really sure if you're asking that question. We do want to read on... Yes, Mark Rutte said to invest in weapons. Well, that's what NATO would be doing anyway. I mean, these nefarious forces are a threat. That doesn't concern me that much. Because it's because of Vlad that they're doing that. He said, be ready. Yes, I totally understand that. They have to conquer Putin. And they've always had a mindset for preparation for war. So let's not be all like freaked out by that. We're in probably the most, aside from World War II, this is probably the most tense the world has been. But a lot of good is happening too. A lot of good is happening. Do not ignore the good that's happening. Authoritarians are being overthrown. Is J.D. Vance planning to be vice president? I'm getting no. Yes, you could read foreign news. That's definitely better. If you read or if you watch the BBC or something, it's way better. It's way better. Good things are born out of adversity. This is kind of like our Cuban Missile Crisis moment, yeah. Gina made it! Yay! JD Vance. I'm going to pull 3 cards about JD Vance. What the heck? The pendulum just said he's not preparing to be vice president. So there you go. And just for the record, I'm not worried one tiny bit. You don't get notifications when I'm on, so do you hit the notification bell? I'm pulling 3 cards about JD Vance, and then we're going to read some tea leaves. And I'm going to count on you all to share my information. Yeah, the pendulum is saying he's not preparing to be vice president. No, that's not what I'm not saying he's preparing to be president. No, that's not where I was coming from with that. I was coming from, is he preparing to take on a professional role like that? No, that's not. Come on, you guys. Try to work with me. I'm not worried about a Trump presidency. I don't see it in my mind. I don't see it. I started telling everyone about the benefits of eating dried grapes. It's all about raising awareness. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Maria, for sharing. Of course you're not getting notifications when I'm on. I'm wearing it as a badge of honor. Okay, hang on. Is JD Vance preparing for a position in the Trump presidency? No. All right, so there you go. And that would include the president. That would include a presidency. I am not getting... Yeah, Thomas is funny tonight. I'm not getting adulation and celebration around JD Vance. Not even a little bit. I've been reading about JD Vance, and I did predict he would be the pick. You might remember that from a long time ago. Before anybody had any idea, I said it's going to be JD Vance. Just saying. Probably remember that. What JD is concerned about is what Kamala knows. You feel like JD is snitching? I'm not picking that up. I'm picking up him being real quiet. I'm picking up JD carefully not saying too much. And actually that's what the Four of Pentacles is. Hoarding. He might be a mole, yeah. He's afraid of what Kamala knows. JD is afraid of what Kamala knows. Yes. Every time I've read on JD Vance, and you guys have been here, a lot of you have been here, I've been like, what the heck did he do? Because it's some big stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. He's a Peter Thiel tool, yeah. 3 of Pentacles, he's trying to build a different identity in a certain way. Like, I didn't do that, but, you know, JD is kind of shady. He's shady. He knows we know that, yeah, that fits. He's scared because he knows that we know he cheated. Yeah. Yes. He's the mole in the camp. Yeah, I'm not worried about him, Michael. I know you're thinking, you're giving JD Vance too much credit. That he's scheming something. He's not that smart. Dad joke, about a month before he died, my uncle had his back covered in lard. After that, he went downhill fast. Which brings me to what I was saying at the beginning, that when I tune into Trump, I just feel a big lump of lard. That if you put him in the lake, he would float. Anyway, what else do we need to read on before we go? Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. There's more. I have tea leaves. is the orange monster, is the orange creep going to get any further? He's not going any further than he is right now. I don't see progress when it comes to the orange monster. I know, it was a quick hour, wasn't it? Will Canada retaliate? No. No. Yogi Bear is out of control. You can read the jokes. No. Understand this. Even though it looks it's really embarrassing to us as American citizens that we're not publicly rising up and demonstrating, even though that's humiliating. Oh, what fun we've had. Yep. Oh, I'm not leaving it. We're okay. He's not going to be president. So everybody calm down. And I want everybody to put their thoughts into a beautiful 2025. Yeah. I don't feel Trump getting any further than he is right now. There's no MAGA celebration. The MAGAs are being completely bamboozled, finding out that they've been bamboozled. They don't know what to do with the fact that Trump doesn't know how to bring down prices. You know who does? Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Viola Blue is saying there's so much confusion in the air right now. Yeah, you know what? Meditate. Get a meditation practice going. I'm here to tell you, if you learn TM or get a meditation practice going, because it gives you the opportunity for your brain to just put things into neat little files. That's what happens when you sleep. That's why we need sleep, because our brain puts things into nice, neat little files. Yeah, and don't just hope that I'm right. Know that I'm right. Know that you're right. Know that the reason that you cannot stomach mainstream media is because you inherently know they're lying their freaking faces off. Take your power back. I'm serious. Believe your intentions and think about a beautiful 2025. I honestly don't believe. I remember reading on this a few months back when I was reading on the threat of Trump coming back, and I don't even remember what deck I was using, but I literally flipped a card and I said, the earth won't let it happen. The earth won't let it happen. The earth will not allow, I think the guy has an intelligence, will not allow a person to get into the most powerful position in the world and destroy planet Earth, because that is the plan in Project 2025, is to destroy America and destroy the freaking planet. Let's be real. I still see Kamala taking the oath also. Right, the ETs won't allow it. I agree with that. And Trump is now saying essentially that he lied. He's essentially saying that he lied. He's basically, when they're asking about the details, even the aliens hate him. That's true. Because the aliens want us to take care of our damn planet. We can't let Trump save Putin. No, Putin's done. Let's read some tea leaves, shall we? It's been a while. I haven't really pulled the tea leaves out in a bit. Before I go, my income is dependent on donations, memberships, and readings. I would love to do classes again, but they were so lightly attended I had to stop. I'm going to get a handle on that. I'm going to get a handle on, I'm very gifted at what I do, and I know that you guys can use my services. If you're new, I have a new client special. If you just want to give readings a test run, During this time of year, the veils between the worlds are very thin. If you want to tune into Saint Lucia today, you can get an infusion of light. If you want to tune into the angels, there's a lot of attention on angels right now. What we put our attention on increases. So all that angelic vibration, all that angel energy is right there for us. Pray to the angels to help the United States of America. What Kamala Harris had going on during her campaigning and Tim Walz was a spiritual movement. We're not talking about all God stuff and religion. We're talking about the spirituality of love and compassion and joy and caring and healing and coming together as one collective to make this world a better place, not only for us, but especially for the children and especially for the future generations. We are not going to just go, oh, too bad. We're not doing that. We're not going to go, oh, too bad, like that Newsweek article that I mentioned earlier where they were saying, oh, about the most recent Zoom meeting that Kamala had. Oh, she looked terrible. How could they have let her put that video out? There was nothing going on there. She was being a normal human being having a discussion in a Zoom meeting. There was nothing weird at all. We're not going to take this crap. We're spiritual freaking warriors. We're going to rise up. We're going to do our holiday cheer and all that. And right alongside that holiday cheer, we're going to be talking about what we need to do. And we're doing it. And we're not going to be thinking about, oh, what's going to happen? I mean, I've been so thoroughly let down. I'm going to throw out a name. Scaramucci. What happened to him? He was knocking on doors for Kamala. All of a sudden, poof. They just poof. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? I mean, he popped into my head, but there's so many that were like blowing the horn for democracy. And then as soon as they drank the Kool-Aid, apparently. They drank the freaking Kool-Aid. We're not that stupid. And we're not that weak. And we're not that cowardice. And I just want to say that people tell me that I'm brave for doing what I'm doing. We live in America. Yeah, Morning Joe is going down. Right? We live in America. We're human beings that have a right to say what we need to say. We're human beings that have a right to gather and come together. You have to excuse me. I do have a church. I know I'm preaching. But I'm really flabbergasted by how weak everyone thinks they are. And it's not true. And that's what they need you to think and believe. I've been listening to Alexei Navalny's book. I've been mentioning it many times here. And it was a different situation in Russia because Putin had a stronghold. But let his life be a lesson to every one of us. We're not being asked to risk going to the gulag and dying. We're being asked to stand up and to save democracy, not just for us, but for the rest of the planet. It must be the full moon. It must be the full moon. Kamala's still there. Our energy's still there. None of this has gone away. We just have to align with what we want. Yeah, I'm sorry. Joe Scarborough is weak. That's weak. I'm blaming it on the full moon. When we fight, we win. I might come back for a video. I did make a video yesterday. I might make another one tomorrow, a pre-recorded one. So keep it tuned here. As far as the tea leaves go, okay, so there's a lot going on around this full moon. Look at all this energy around the full moon. This looks like two people dancing. All right? This looks like two people dancing. That looks like a man holding a child. This is a time to celebrate unity, family, coming together, goodness. And the spade, okay. That's reminding me of the drones, the ETs. I see an angel. There is benevolent energy. I'm not telling you that all aliens are good, but there is benevolent energy here. Yes, doesn't that look like the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers dancing? And there's a bouquet right there. And this is the full moon energy. The more you raise your energy with good vibrations and good feelings, the more benefit you are to the entire collective. And I have to tell you here too, that I have been not worried, really happy, really joyful. I'm really enjoying, I just moved here in May. I really love this space. I love my channel. There's so many good things. I have a piano. There's so many good things. And if the energy vibration on the planet was heavy and dark and awful, I wouldn't be able to access that. Right? We wouldn't be able to access it, but the mainstream media is trying to pull your joy down, and we are not having it. I'm done preaching now. This is the alien energy, and there's an angel there. Do you see the angel? See the wings? There's an angel there. There are benevolent forces helping us. Do not doubt that. Stop it. Just cut it out. Cut it out with the doubt. I don't know what got into me. At the bottom of the cup, this looks like people, this is like people swinging on bars. I also see this looks like the old-fashioned harvest time. Looks like they're kind of cooking a deer on the branch there. This is a time to celebrate that. Get into the old traditions. Get into, I think I mentioned it here before, the Rick Steves, it's a 1-hour program on European Christmas. Check that out. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, and thank you to the new people that are here. Check out Rick Steves' European Christmas. That will inspire you. Check out, watch my video from me reading A Christmas Carol last year from my office. It was a wonderful little production. It was really, really fun. You need to drink a cup with me. Yes, we'll do that. When you become a member, we're having a winter solstice gathering. If you're a member, you'll be invited to that. It's live streamed here. I love you guys more than you will ever know. And thank you for the new people. To the new people, please subscribe and please hit the thumbs up on your way out. Please share my videos, especially if they're helpful. And make some wassail. There's a really wonderful book called Yule. And it's by Llewellyn, and I'll show that to you next time I'm on. It's a really nice little book about all the old traditions of this time of year. It's not just about Christmas. All right, I love you. I'll see you soon. Book a reading. Namaste. Be good to yourselves. Go spread some cheer. Good night.